Okay, before we do this, I'm going to turn my monitors off so I don't have to hear myself talk. Okay, before we start this, this is the Paintball Ruins My Life live stream. Our Lord and Savior, thank you for blessing us with your divine presence this evening. But before that, in the title of this and the thumbnail, it said push watch party, or maybe just in the thumbnail, not in the title. The push watch party, we're not doing it right now. I'm going to announce a push watch party, which we're just going to do right now. I mean, why not? We're talking about it. If I switch over to this, it's just right there. And this is something we've talked about for a really long time. You know, Push was a pivotal paintball movie in the history of paintball, you know, and in my life, you know, is instrumental to getting me to start playing paintball. And I presume some of you in the chat as well. And we've been talking about doing a watch party for a long time. But one of the real issues with this is every single song in here is copywritten, and we can't really do it in a live stream, or it just gets, you know, they'll just kick us off in the middle of it, like literally just cancel the live stream and boot me off. So really, I think the best way and maybe only way to do it is going to be with like a members only kind of private live stream. So for any of channel members, or if you want to watch the 20th here in about 2 weeks, a Thursday, it's going to be the day before NXL Atlantic City at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to do a members only push watch party, or, you know, watch along, or whatever we're going to call it. Maybe watch along, because it's not really a party. You know, I'm not going to have, like, you know, strippers, and there's no keg. It's not, you know, it's nothing crazy. It's just me standing in a room watching a paintball video. So any members, you can join me then on the 20th at 4 p.m. And if you're interested in those memberships, this is it right there. You can follow that link in the description, or in the you can follow a link in the description, or just follow the one on screen there. And this party, this watch along, is going to be for any membered tier. So if you're in that supporting tier at $3, you're going to be able to watch the thing. If you're a pro member, that's going to get you like some more exclusive things. Now you can also partake in that. So definitely check out memberships, and we will be doing that watch party here on the 20th, just in a couple weeks. So that's what's happening. How is everybody? Hopefully the chat room's well. David Putman, how are you? Stephen Jackson, it's fine to see you this fine evening. What do you think about my lighting? I have this light over here. It's kind of like lighting up my underbelly. Nate! How you doing, sir? Nate's a papa bear. And I made new cool membership things too. You can kind of see that the paintball mask on there now. It's probably a little bit more, you know, visible to this. Alex W., it ain't a real party without strippers. You know, I don't really like the home stripper. It's very awkward. Anyway, where is everybody at? Let me know where you're at. I got up at 3:30 a.m. this morning. I'm exhausted. Let me know where you're typing in from. Like this. Maybe you're not at a real keyboard. Alex, what'd you say? Had a full weekend of paintball playing an Evil Dead scenario game. That's cool. You know, I've not done a lot of scenarios, unfortunately. And you are in Southern Illinois. David in Houston. Ryan's a stripper. Brian in Puerto Rico. Sharp Trout is in Colorado. Dallas, Porter. Chris is in Roseville. Hello from Carmichael. About 5-6 miles. No, I'm farther than 5 miles. Just bought an EMF 100. You know, Jack, I've had one of those since the day they came out, and never have used it. Nate's in Huntington Beach. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Go to the beach or something. I've also been up since 3 a.m. Archdog! Welcome to the Paintball Ruined My Life membership situation. You can join us this following week, or this, no, not this following week, like 2 weeks or whatever. We're going to watch this together. Yeah, it just kind of sucks because the only way to do it is without music. If it's not if it's like a real live stream, if it's like unlisted and like private, they don't really care so much. But we'd have to watch it on mute. Archdog in Michigan. Hello, hello from the great state. What the hell is Michigan? Michigan's like a... What's the state motto of Michigan? What's the state motto of California? I don't even know the state motto here. Is it the Golden State? Or is that like... Yeah, maybe the Golden State? Pure Michigan. Is that... There's no way. Oklahoma's is really fun. Oklahoma is okay. I remember in like 6th grade or something, I had to do some state report on New Mexico. And I remember so much stuff about New Mexico from doing that like one book report. Nate, we're doing a watch party, but it's, it's kind of a little bit different. Brad, will you be at CEPL in July? Probably. I mean, I imagine so. I don't know why not. Is there what date are you going to be there? We also did some work on our computer, so hopefully our computer has a better live streaming experience from here on out. What's happening? Is there anything at Capital Edge in July? The 13th and 14th will be the Capital Edge Paintball League, the CEPL. July 13th and 14th. What's the F for? Like, makes me think of Fahrenheit. Yeah, Texas was a nightmare. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the ICPL. And I guess just talk about Texas in general. Because what the hell is going on with Texas? So these are, last weekend, the International Classic Paintball League took place in Texas. I don't actually even know where in Texas it was at. I'm assuming somewhere in Dallas or something. It took place in Dallas, and those are your winners right there. We have AC Diesel, or no, I'm sorry, AC Empire took first place, followed by Aftershock right there, AC Diesel, AC Empire, I'm sorry, right there. These freaking thumbnails are just freaking whizzing by, aren't they? Jesus. I'll make them a little slower. AC Empire took first place, which is kind of just an amalgamation of a bunch of random people from Texas, I think. I didn't really look at their rosters. So they have Shane Howe, I can see right there. Maybe Clint Johnson, Brian Johnson? No. Clint Johnson and... What the hell is the guy's owner, AC Diesel owner's name? I'm blanking. Anyway, a bunch of Texas Diesel guys, AC Diesel. Image is full of a bunch of old guys. And then Aftershock, also just kind of a random mash of people. These aren't like the real pro teams. So this isn't Aftershock's like real roster. There might be a couple guys, like I see Meter in there. TJ Danner's in that group. Yep, it took place last week. There's actually kind of some cool bunkers they used. If we head over here, this is a video, like just a walkthrough the ICPL did, to kind of show off some of the kind of crazy bunkers. Obviously, we have that temple, that's kind of normal. The like mini wedge or mini wing or whatever we're calling that. But if you look way off there in the center, there's that huge ass pyramid right in the middle. And then we're also coming up on a car wash. You can see kind of right there at the 50 snake. I think this camera pans back around. We can actually see a car wash. It's got like a weird cover over it though. Because you can actually go inside of it. It's actually hollowed out, kind of like the old car wash. I don't know if people are going inside of there. I don't know what the rules were. There's also this crazy star bunker that we'll see here in a second. The star bunker definitely reminds me of the Carl's Jr. logo. And I don't know about the star. It kind of reminds me of the old Mini X's. Maybe they'll show it here. It's way over there in the corner. Hopefully they'll pop over to the corner. Yeah, the star just kind of reminded me a lot of the old Mini X in the old PSP days, where I think they used the Mini X for like 2 or 3 years, and I hated it. I didn't like it. Being a bigger player, I'm kind of taller in the bunkers, so like this star, how the sides kind of come in toward the middle, it makes it kind of hard to play. There's another big ass star coming up. Yep, but that's the field. That's at least one of the fields. We can kind of see some water already accumulating right there. There's also the hyperball field. I didn't actually watch this one, so I'm not 100% sure what this hyperball field looks like. But as you can see in these videos, there wasn't, bad weather. It looked, great when they were walking the field the day before. But then it just started coming down. And here's a couple clips just that GI Sports posted, so we can actually see how crazy the mud is. And what's really kind of crazy, I think, as well, is this is the ICPL, right? The International Classic Paintball League. It's kind of like the 10-man arm, or like the less serious version of the NXL or whatever. They're both under that Major League Paintball brand name. But it's kind of crazy that they decided to play this tournament. There were, obviously the conditions were probably just as bad as the NXL that happened a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, a while ago. But they decided to go ahead with the tournament. I think that maybe they were thinking about the NXL, and all the teams are already there, so they definitely didn't postpone anything. But it's definitely one of those things where it looks like the NXL probably could have played their crazy mud games. This is just another clip. You can just see how it's just a crazy mud bog out there. And Texas, I don't know. Like they keep going back to Texas, keep going to Texas, but I don't know. I think that the reason the NXL and the reason the ICPL or Major League Paintball keep going there, Mark Johnson, there we go. They keep going there. It's just because there's so many players. They can draw in a lot of players in that Texas region. But at the same time, if you're flying from out of state, right? Say you're flying from California or New York or Florida or, Washington, coming somewhere far away, you might think now, if they're going to have another one of these ICPLs, or even the NXL, if they're going to have those at these bad conditioned facilities where it's just raining all the time and there's puddles everywhere and, all kinds of stuff, you might think again about going to one of these tournaments and then trying a place that's, probably going to have better weather, right? That the WCPPL is going to have better weather in Southern California. Maybe you'll stay in Florida and just play, some 10-man stuff there. So I think that the NXL, maybe the ICPL should also really start thinking about, do we have to have these events in Texas? I don't know. I think that, half of the events get rainy. We did the calculations before, and I think it was 40% of the last 15 or 20 major tournaments that have taken place in Texas have had some form of rain. It wasn't treacherous downpour every time, but 50 to 40% of the time there were puddles on the field, which I don't know. We heard Mike Hinman. Mike Hinman did his State of the Union address for the WCPPL and the USXPL. And one of the things that he kind of pointed out was that the NXL could probably take all the money that they're spending to go to, say, Vegas, for instance. They take all that money, which I think is $30,000 to $40,000 just to rent the property, but then they have to spend all that money with setting up and cleaning up. They could probably take that money and then build out a whole facility. You could go to Paintball Fit here at Capitol Edge in Sacramento. You could go to SC Village. There's, fields in Florida where you could build out 7 or 8 fields all on perfect turf and just have the tournaments at those facilities where we would have dedicated places to do them. It would certainly drain better. It might be cheaper in the long run. Obviously, you have to front a bunch of money up front, but, you use that facility for 5 or 6 years, and then you have I lost my train of thought. You use that facility for 5 or 6 years, And then by that time, it's possible that you saved money because you've, invested all that up front and you don't have to build the field every year, I don't know. I kind of like it traveling. I like to have different locations and be in unique locations. But at the same time, it'd be really kind of cool to have like a dedicated stands and like a dedicated, this is the NXL facility or whatever. It's kind of like they tried to do with the original NXL. Yep. Porter, it shouldn't still be raining this time of year, but here we are. Well, it's Texas, so it's a little bit less predictable. Plus, climate change is kind of making it places a little bit less predictable too. It might be time to think about climate change being real. Adrenaline was told they may move Texas to the fourth event. Third event would be like 100 degrees. For sure. And it's 100 degrees different too. I mean, it's 100 degrees like Texas 100 degrees, where it's like 75% humidity as well. Jake Dole, super member. I would keep it in Texas, but maybe try and do at the right season. I don't know. Just my opinion. It's in my yeah, I don't know. I mean, just kind of like Adrenaline, move it to the third or fourth event or something like that. But I think no matter what, it's either hot or wet. You're going to deal with rain or heat. I don't know. 2 bits. I get it. Mother Nature got bunkered once and now hates paintballing. Yeah, that seems to happen. Something about, hey, lower your bandwidth or something like that. All right, I'll lower my bandwidth. Things like lower your bandwidth. All right. We'll go down to 600. EP with that super chat. I'm with Eric. Sacramento Street Fighters, you need to like, subscribe. Definitely like the live stream, guys. It definitely helps out this channel quite a bit when people actually like and interact with content. So if you like these things, give the live stream a like. It's really easy. You just just pull it down and like it really fast. You can come back. I'm trying to find my freaking automation. No. The freaking stream element stuff is not working like I want. I don't know. I'll stop messing with that. Eric, super chats, you guys are freaking awesome. I bunkered a guy on accident this week. On accident. Pushed up the field, jumped in the bunker, and there he was. Fired one pure instinct. Luckily, he was a good sport. Well, that's okay. I mean, did you bunker? Was he on your team, though? Chris Williams with a super chat. I forgot about my fog. We'll hit the fog. Did I take the smoke alarms down? God, we're good on smoke alarms. I forgot to take the smoke alarms down. Excellent. Super chats, guys. Think about if any of you guys want to help support this channel, these kind of gentlemen. Think about memberships, If you liked the video that came out recently, if you liked the most illegal paintball gun video. See, I don't know why chatbot no work. Maybe it is working and it's just slow or something like that. Oh well. Use the new triad and use the new revised triad this week in the ICPL, and problems seem fully fixed. What were the major problems they were even having? I don't even know. It seemed like they had just rando problems. Although, you know, we were told that they were going to be available in March of this year. Again. And then now what did they say? July? Or something like that? I think that the Control 2s should bulk be shipping in, I think, July or something like that, which I still haven't gotten. You know, I'm surprised I don't have a Control or a Triad yet, which I should hopefully have soon. Both of those things. You think 120 for a Carbon Zero Pro? What do I think about it? What do you mean? I mean, I think that's a good deal if it's brand new. If it's brand new, it's a good deal because I mean they're $220 brand new or $230. I guess it depends on the version you get, but I'm freaking hot. Turn the air conditioner on. Yep. ICPL, what else the hell happened? We had a bunch of Team USA stuff. The Team USA under 19 and under 16 teams were announced. Let's just go through everyone. We're going to go with, man. Yeah, we'll just leave all those guys up there. I don't got to read everybody's names. You can see everybody. And some of these guys have played a couple times. You know, some of these 19-year-old guys played last year and actually took part in the sweep. So every year, at the end of the year in Europe, in France, at the European Paintball Championships or whatever they're calling it, they have the Intercontinental Cup. I don't even know what they call this game, where all the international teams play each other. The whatever International Continental Cup. That's what we're going to call it. And the U.S. won every single division last year. They won the U16, the U19, the men, the Masters, and I think the Masters, and the WNXL. So the women won, and all of the men team won. Those are all your 19-year-olds, and these are your 16-year-olds. That's crazy to me. You know, imagine being 16 and flying to France to play a paintball tournament representing your country. That's crazy to me. So, congratulations, gentlemen, and have fun, you know. Remind everybody that it's supposed to be fun. Congrats, Evan, on your triumphant victory. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I just think it's really neat for these guys to get to do that. Look at Cameron. He's a crazy man. At this when I was 16, I was this big. So I'd have been like off the screen. I'd have been like... I don't know. It's not too exciting. It's in the mid-70s. Sack just roasts. What's that mean? In reference to what? The price of the carbon mask? Walnut Creek Family Farm. What kind of farm you got? You growing like, you know, family farms? Geo 3.5 or a DM14? Geo 3.5, no question. That's some brains. That's what I was going to ask. I was like, what kind of farm? We growing like corn? We growing like buds? In California, if you have a farm, 80% of the time it's weed. Yeah, Sacramento's definitely hot. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, that's not like a news flash. I mean, it's not bad today, you know, it's 85 degrees outside right now. That's fine. But tomorrow it's going to be like 104 or something. It's going to be super nice tomorrow. While we're talking about it, this is hidden. My weather's hidden on the other monitor. 103, but it's a dry heat. It really is a dry heat, though, like for real. Oh, the day is really humid today. What are we looking at humidity tomorrow? I don't know what I'm doing. All right, we're not looking at weather. The city was in the high 60s. What are you guys talking about? Oh, San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco's too cold, though. I almost don't like San Francisco because it's so cold. Like, I don't want to wear a sweater and jeans in the middle of the summer. It's just, like, cold to me. I don't know. Dave, were you testing on Brad Johnson account? I was earlier. There were 2 videos in my feed from that channel. Really? Yeah, I was trying to... What was I doing earlier? Oh, I was trying to set up a bot. I was trying to set up a chat bot, which still is not freaking working. But the only way I could, like, set it up was in a actual live stream. So I had to go live on a different account. Yeah. What else we can talk about? We have U16, U19s. There's a new version, although there's no real like footage of it yet, so I don't really know. I might try to install Parallels on my computer so we can actually run this game. This is Ballers, called Paintballers. Major League Paintballers is the name of this game. And this quality is, I mean, god-awful. So let's make the quality a little bit better. Let's just go there. We don't need 1080p. Major League Paintballers. And they just released a new version beta. So if you're actually interested in trying out their beta, I would go to their Discord. Go find the Major League Paintballers game. MLPB Paintballers is what this is called, which is clunky kind of, because there's 2 paintballs in there. I don't know. It'd be like the NBA basketball game. The National Basketball Association basketball. Anyway, you can go to their Discord and like get invited to the beta and stuff like that. But the new version of the beta has 2 cool things. There's mechanical mode and a rec mode as well. So not only, you know, these hyperball, or I should say airball bunkers, there's some hyperball bunkers now and like a tire field, and it looks really cool, but there's, fortunately I couldn't find any footage of that. But I am going to try, we are going to try and install Windows, and then we'll try to play this at some point here. The problem is you just got to run Windows, and I don't have a Windows computer, so you know what I'm saying? That guy's going to shoot with his other hand. It looks really good, though. It's going to be free. Apparently it's going to be free. I mean, they say they're going to put it on all the consoles as well. I don't know if it's going to be free for console or how that works. But it's on Steam right now for all you gamers. I don't play games at all, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Ballers, Paintballers. This is the company that got sued by Virtue because originally their company name was Virtua Paintball. And then they, what the hell they do? They got sued by Virtue, and then they changed their name to whatever. Dan Holiday. Dan, I just remembered I didn't email you back. Either way, dude, that board helped me out quite a bit. Bounce shots in the game. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. That I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Some brains. Streaming, recording, and gaming on Parallels at the same time. Stress test your Mac. Yeah, I think I've kind of like, maybe, I don't want to say fixed the problems we were having, but they're definitely better than they were. Because see how I'm not like skipping and stuff when we switch back now? Ooh, now it's gonna like lag out like crazy. I don't know. You can run Windows on a Mac. It's possible, yeah. I just gotta like do it. We gotta run it in Parallels though, so I gotta be able to run like Windows and I got to run Parallels and Mac OS and OBS, and like it's gonna be a feat. We'll have to try it. Ballers now has a Woodsball map. Do they have woods as well? I know they said Rec Ball, and I saw a couple like screenshots of it, and it was like I saw like tires and stuff. I didn't know if it was whatever. JP says the game engine needs reworked. What do you mean by that, JP? I really don't know. I'm not being like sarcastic. I'm like, what do you mean? I really don't know what you mean. You know, the one thing I do notice is kind of clunky though, right? Like if we go back a little bit, like it's a little bit clunky, you know, like it looks really good. Like it looks good. Like see how he's like leaning, like why is it like leaning out this way? You know what I mean? But then you like, why is the lean so far over? It's like you're like leaning the wrong way or something, you know? It does look good. I mean, I think it looks good. I know I heard people maybe like the game controls weren't very good, because I definitely know that at one point some people were saying that like the controls were just kind of odd. A bunch of Russians. You know, I just realized we're totally not in the right stream. I'm not in the right audio profile.
Ik piek meestal iets als ik u ineens zie. Ik kan dat.
Ja, maar ik bedoel, like, jij loopt er dan vooruit, dus ik zag u lopen, dus ik heb gewoon...
The Russians are practicing warfare, I don't know. It does sound good, though. Oh, Dan, maybe there are bounce shots. Maybe there are bounce shots. Because look at him shooting off this brick. Where does it go when he hits the brick? It's kind of cool that it's like breaking on the brick, too. Like, watch him shoot the brick right here. I don't know. See, you can see paint in the air, too. Look at the ball, like, right above my head. That's cool, too. I think there might be bounce shots. Because if we look like, I'm going to put this to 1080. But if we look at the, if we look at the pin to the right of the brick, you can kind of see stuff hitting the ground. Maybe not hitting the ground, but you can see the paint maybe bouncing off. But I don't know how much it's bouncing, you know? Is it bouncing like... Oh, it doesn't look like it's bouncing hard enough. It looks like it's just plopping off. I don't know. There are bounce shots. Incredible Paintball says. I know I've heard that one of the games has bounce shots. I just couldn't remember if it was this or what the deal is. Bounce shots. Eric, your illegal gun video was awesome. Thank you. It's by far the most successful video we've ever made, that's for sure. Yep. It's like it's like the same as Greg Hastings, and that was years ago. Years. It was like 20. It looks way better than Greg Hastings, though, it's for sure. Sweet. Getting bounce shots working correctly, mathematically, is somewhat complicated, for sure, because you got to, like, account for velocity, and, like, oh, you have to, like, make the surface kind of springy somehow. I don't know. I don't play video games. I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. I hated Greg Hastings, but I hate video games in general, so I'm not your guy to ask. The last video game that I played on a computer or on a console was, I guess, Half-Life. No, not Half-Life. Counter-Strike, which was only a few years ago, really. I mean, like 3 years ago. But I probably only played it for like 10 minutes. So, like, what game have I played that's, like, not for like 20 minutes. That's true. I forgot about the cheat meter. That's funny. That was kind of cool. That was kind of an interesting part of the game. But it also kind of like it encourages cheating somehow. I don't think it really did. But it like introduces people to the idea, maybe. I don't know. Game I left. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's been so long. Probably World of Warcraft. And I'm like, I don't play video games. But dude, I played World of Warcraft for like 8 hours a day for like 3 months. Maybe not 8 hours a day. I was also very young when that was happening. So I had the time to do it. Warcraft, World of Warcraft, maybe? Like, probably. I want to see bounce shots mechanic. Yeah. I don't know. There is when someone plays in real life part of the game when I played. What do you mean, cheating? I mean, it's not really a part of the game. I wouldn't say it's a part of the game. I mean, obviously, you know, people cheat. But it was probably never really a part of the game. It's like, you know, basketball. Like, people cheat in basketball all the time. But it's not really like a part of it, you know. It's something you have to, like, watch for. But it's not like, you know, a part of it, really. How about Championship Paintball 2009? I kind of remember that, but not all that much. Oh, digital paintball. What was 2D paintball? I remember like 2D paintball. Wasn't that just like a little guy that was running around on the screen? Digital paintball. Was digital paintball just Counter-Strike? Was digital paintball a Counter-Strike skin? Or something like that? Or a mod or whatever? I Peaked says, assuming they can get the funding for a third-party anti-cheat, that wouldn't be hard to implement. I don't even know. Hey, look at that. Stream Elements, the chatbot's working. You can go there and buy merch, guys. A Half-Life mod. Half-Life mod. There's some more information right there on that lower third, too. Check out some stuff. Go to Discord. Go join the community in conversation over on Discord. There's actually quite a few people on Discord. I mean, Discord's actually a hop-in place. It's kind of overwhelming, though. It's a little sometimes overwhelming. I don't think Paintball makes enough money to warrant an anti-cheating cheat license. I don't know. Whatever happened to the Evil Omen? That was a cool marker. Dude, I get those evil guns messed up all the time. What was the Evil Omen? Just let me look at the thing. Yeah, I truly don't know. I mean, I don't know. Those guns weren't really ever that popular. And I don't really remember or know all that much about the Omen. I mean, the Omen says from 2003. I don't remember at all, honestly. Even at the time, I couldn't have told you anything about it. It's like nobody used them. I don't know. Was the Omen like a DM, though? Because the one that... these don't look like DMs. I don't know what the hell this looks like. Let's open a browser. I know that there was the one that was kind of DM looking. This is the one that I'm seeing. The Evil Omen. How about if we just type evil paintball guns? That's not an... Is that an evil gun? No. That's like a PM7 or something, right? Yeah. Right? Or is it the Minion? Look at how much that looks like a PM7, though. Or like a... It looks more like a Proto Matrix Rail. A PMR. Yeah, I just don't remember these guns at all, honestly. So, don't at all. Not at all. Well, like I said at the time, I don't even remember. What was I going to say? I mean, really what probably happened was Evil, the company in general, just like went away. You know, like they just went away. I mean, I would say that the Evil guns, they probably stopped making them in like 2006 or 7 or something like that. And I don't really know how much longer Evil kept making products. I mean, you know, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's one of the goddamn problems we have in paintball. Too many of these companies come and go way too quick. You know, I mean, everyone's just in and out. And I'll say something, you know, I think that, you know, I talk about skateboarding a lot on here because I think that skateboarding and paintball have a lot of like similarities. Also at the same time, not having a lot of similarities. But one of the things that I really like about skateboarding is there's a lot of brands that are owned by paintball companies or owned by or skateboarders, right? They're actually like current professionals or former pros or somebody that's like really in the industry. And I think that as like paintball players as well, it's good to support these companies, right? So if there's a brand out there that's ran by a paintball player or ran by someone that you're a fan of or whatever, I think it's important to support those companies. So whether there's a headband company out there you like, maybe like the Paintball Ruined My Life headbands that are right behind me that you can find at a link in this bar here. I don't know. I just think it's important that we like support paintball companies and like especially these smaller brands. I don't know. I really wish they'd stay around longer. I mean, so many companies are coming and going and like it's just crazy. You know, we think about Evil and it's like, dude, Evil's been associated, the company that like started Evil, it's crazy. They were first National Paintball Supply, then they became Key, and then they became GI Sports, and then now they're Core. But in between then, they've killed off JT, they've killed off Tipman, they've killed Spider, they've killed Empire, they've killed Invert, they've killed Evil. There's like a long list of companies that they've like built up and just killed, mainly just because of money. You know, they weren't trying to build stuff that they liked or anything. It was just about trying to make money on that stuff. So it's like, support these smaller paintball companies. You know, I think about like Kinetic. Kinetic make their amazing KMP pack. We just did that G1 paintball video. They make some good headwear stuff. I don't know. It's just crazy how many like companies have like come and gone under the banner or guise of GI Sports or Key or National or whatever. It's just crazy. That's all. Both camera replays and refs. I don't know what we're going on. But in a video game, do you want to allow cheating? Not really. AC Diesel have a few Evil stuff. JT stuff repaint as Evil. Yeah, it's just lame though. Like everything they make is lame. I mean, all the JT stuff is stupid. Like all the Evil stuff, if they have it, is stupid. Like the Empire stuff is stupid. It's just like all repackaged stuff. Like no one even like takes the time to like think about designing actual products from that company. I mean, there's obviously companies that design products, but not really. Wardy, what actually happened to Spider? They sold it to ANS. I'm like, I don't really remember exactly the details, but ANS Gear owns Spider now. It's fucking crazy. Skateboard tournaments are terrible. Anything that involves judges for scores is the worst. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, I don't necessarily think about contests as skateboarding even. I mean, I don't know. I think that the best part about skateboarding is like the camaraderie and like how everybody's kind of cool and friends. We don't really have that. We don't really have that in paintball. GI Sports Core Billy Saransky is the man, in my opinion. Like he's a good man, or he is the man. GI, they don't even make anything. Like, it's crazy to me. They don't make anything. It's just wild. Let's go to Core Outdoor. Core Outdoor. Yeah, it's not like I know what to do. You know, I always talk shit about these brands and companies and whatever. And, like, I don't know. GI, what does GI make other than paint? You know, Empire, what do they make? A goggle? Titman makes a couple guns. JT makes like 3 masks. They don't make spiders anymore. 2 masks. And, I don't know what Titman Tactical and, you know, whatever. They just don't make anything anymore. It's crazy. They used to have like 3 guns, and this company used to have a gun and like multiple masks, and I don't know. Get off my hating on GI thing. Billy Saransky, he's a genuine guy all around. Saransky, core of CEO. Yeah, well, that's what I was kind of got me saying. Then I lost sidetracked. I think that, yeah, it's always like, you know, I complain about like, oh, this company's not doing this and they don't make anything and blah. But like, you know, I couldn't do any better. It's not like I know what to do. You know, I have like opinions, but then when it actually comes down to it, it's like, you know, it does come down to money. Someone said something about a holding company. They're basically a holding company. Yeah, I mean, kinda. I mean, they kind of became that way. They kind of started buying all these companies, and I don't even know who owns Core anymore, to tell you the truth. I mean, they could be... I got no idea. I mean, they've changed hands with investment groups a couple times. That's how GI Sports became a thing. And then I don't know now. I've lost track. Smart Parts was always trying to kill paintball. No, they weren't trying. Probably not. Wouldn't be a good idea. Dan, okay, Empire makes the Vanquish again now. Are they really? I wish. I saw they like posted a thing online and was like 13 years ago, or like they posted on Instagram the other day or today. They were like 13 years ago or something about the Vanquish, but are they going to do it? Like, I'd really like it. I'm all about it. I really liked the Vanquish. I actually liked the first one, I think, a little bit more, but I understand why people didn't like the first one. This is the Empire Vanquish right there. This guy's like, re-release the 1.5 with the V16. Just make sure you can keep up with the demand. I mean, I want them. 11 years ago. Yeah, man, I really liked them. And this was a weird gun, too. This was kind of like a copy. Not a copy, but kind of like, yeah, I guess kind of a copy of the original Lux, like the Lux 2.0 or OLED or whatever. So it was kind of weird at the time, but there's not really a gun out there that shoots like this now. So it's possible, even if they made it, they could like pull some people in just because it's like, whatever. Billy Saransky is the CEO of Core. Yeah, he is. I mean, like, what's going on? I don't know. Adrenaline. So speaking of spending time on design, when was I talking about? What were we talking about? I used our new gun this weekend. I saw that. And I have to say, I think that the actual gun in person, like the real pictures, not that I've seen it in person, but the real pictures look way better than the render, too. They just like, I don't know. I think that you can kind of see that contrast maybe more somehow. I don't know. Our gun this weekend, and I must be water resistant because I played in a pond, essentially. Water was easily 8 feet deep Saturday morning on the airball field. Let's go with 8 inches. I know I saw that. It was like not that deep. The bunkers were floating. It reminds me of Malaga. Malaga, if you remember Malaga. Malaga or Malaga? It's definitely Malaga. Right? Malaga, Spain. Malaga. It's also crazy how you can see the gun just looks bigger. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's find adrenaline. Although I have to admit, I don't know which one. Let's go to this one. But look at, I can even tell, man, I hate like, oh, we can pause. But look at, I can tell just by looking at this picture, the gun's longer. Look at how big the triad looks, though. It's so big. That's what I was going to say. I was like, I hate the shooting like that, though.
18. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'd be like, and just do it old school, baby.
No skips on the triad, and it's also.
But look at that. You can tell how much longer it is. To me, it looks like the foregrip.
About half full, so.
The foregrip is not as big as it looked in the renderings, though. I mean, maybe it's the single trigger making it not look a little longer. Man, it does look good, though. I think it looks better than I thought it'd look.
Sounds like it's working. So, and also no shoot down, 18 flat.
16-1, but
16-1.
18-1. This gun's great. Loader's ripping. Get out and get yourself one.
I think the triads are dropping early June.
Woo! It's early June. Sorry, that was really loud, guys. Okay, we're back. The stock rig cover. I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure. I remember seeing that, and I was like, that's a stock rig cover? And I couldn't remember if the rig cover was milled different or not. But it would make sense. It would make sense that it was milled, huh? I'm curious to see. We'll find out. What patent stuff? What? People forget about smart parts lawsuits? No, definitely not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really think that smart parts suing everybody, it's so difficult, right? Because, like, think about yourself, right? Think about, like, you're Jimbo and you own a business and you have a bunch of patents, right? You have this patent and this one and that one and this one and, you know, all the patents, right? You've got 450 patents, all the patents. You've got half the patents, not all the patents, half the patents. Because, like, Angel has a bunch of those and Key, whatever we're calling them now, they have some. So really it's kind of like, you know, I get it, right? You're Jimbo. And all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, we made a bunch of really bad decisions. And we really need $14 million. Like, right now. Like, right now, we need $14 million, or we're going to have to sell this business. We're going to have to shut this one down. We're going to, you know, they got to do all these things because they need this money. So they look around at ways to get the money, and they're like, you know, we got all these patents, you know. It's like, you know, we did the work as a company to develop the patent. We did the research and development. We filed for the patent. But all these other companies are like ripping us off, right? They're all using our technology and they're not paying us royalties. So at some point they're like, well, we can start enforcing these patents and try to get some money from these patents because they needed money. You know, it's like all these companies are businesses when it comes down to it also. So it's like, you know, I get the decisions Core makes and whatever because they're a business. You know, they got to do what they got to do to stay in business. And it's the same thing with smart parts. So it's like, you know, I have nothing to do with smart parts, but as like a paintball player, it, you know, somewhat affects me adversely because they're putting other companies out of business. You know, putting other companies out of business is going to like somehow hurt the market because there's not as much like competition and, you know, whatever. But it's always all these things are always far more complicated than it is. So, Shot there, he says, turns out it's business. Crazy. This isn't unique to paintball industry. Heck no, it's happening all over the world. You know, that's why we have, you know, the patents and stuff. It's just how it is, you know? And I've always defended smart parts because, like, I mean, just imagine, right? Like, imagine if you were like a company and you made all this stuff and literally invented some of these things. And then these other companies are just going to take it and make money off your invention, essentially. The part that's weird is they should have enforced it 10 years ago or 25 years ago when they first did it. I do need some other topics for videos. You know, if you guys saw my nose is itchy. If you saw the latest video on the Paintball Ruined My Life channel, right here is the Paintball Ruined My Life YouTube. If you've not seen this, if you go over there right now, you can see the illegal guns that transformed paintball, and you can see right there, look at that, 167,000 views in 4 days. But if you were a member here on this YouTube channel, you had actually got it 10 days ago. You'd have gotten a little bit earlier. There's some other stuff here if you're a member too. You can watch this video and this video. But I like this video. There's two reasons I kind of like this video. I like this because it's a good thumbnail and title. We'll count that as one. And it's a good story. And I kind of don't mind. I kind of liked doing this video. It wasn't bad. I much preferred it over doing reviews. I mean, these review videos are just kind of like boring at some point. I've done so many of them. It's like, I don't know. But I'd like some more ideas. So some more like history ideas. We were talking about smart parts. That's what made me think about this, because maybe we could do like the company that almost killed paintball, or the company that was greedy and tried to kill everyone. I don't know. But I'd like to try to cover some more like cool topics like that are maybe history related, that could be appealing to like more comrades. So if anyone's got ideas, send them over, you know, like email them or just let me know in the chat room or whatever. The illegal guns are very good. Tyler Wagner says a history of Aftershock. Probably not. Mainly because it's so narrowly focused, right? Like the illegal guns that changed paintball, right? If you played paintball at any time, that could be interesting to you, right? And it's going to like, you see the title and thumbnail and it's like, oh, it like grabs you right away. The history of Aftershock's kind of like, does anyone really care? You know, maybe I'd watch that. You know, there's some of you in the chat who'd watch that. But, you know, it's not as like appealing to broad paintball players. But I do like the history of the teams thing. I was thinking about how all the paintball teams got their name. So go through every team and say how they got their name. But there's 20 teams, and they would be mind-numbingly long. So I don't know about that. I kind of like the idea, but it's like it'd be such a long video. I mean, it'd be like insanity. Yeah, that's true. JP, do a deep dive on Chris Lasoya. That might be a good idea. I'm going to plot that down. But I'm not going to say Chris Lasoya first. Actually, we'll just go deep dive Lasoya. I'm going to put it in my reminders and then I'll like rearrange it. That might be interesting. Like Lasoya, yeah, it's either Lasoya or Oliver would be good too. Either of those players would be good. First airball event, first MPPL event, first hyperball. Okay, hold on. First hyperball, first tournament, first airball tournament, first airball / hyperball. Because I envision like the titles in my head as well. I'll tell you what, titles and thumbnails are more important than in videos in general. First hyperball and first airball, those would be kind of interesting because there's actually two big, peace to the gods. There's actually two big tournaments that were on airball and hyperball. And they're both on video that are pretty easy to find. So that could be something. Jake Dole! I'm reading Jake Dole's first comment or chat. Do a video on very first inception of paintball or like play-by-play action of like breaking down the sport. Do a video on the very first. I know I thought about, honestly, the beginning half of this last video that I did was pretty much the first 10 years of paintball. The hardest part is like the thumbnails and titles for those things. More so the title. Like I can figure out how to make an interesting thumbnail. I'm missing the chat. Dan, history of paintball eras, beginning, transition to hyperball, then to airball, and then the boom of outside sponsors as we entered into the modern era. Outside sponsors. Thinking about beginning transitions, hyperballs. You always have to think about like the most interesting part of that too, because like your whole comment, your whole thing, history of paintball eras, beginning, transition to hyperball, then to airball. But what's interesting inside that? I think the most interesting thing inside that, other than like the illegal guns things we kind of talked about, it would be kind of interesting to look at what happened to the outside sponsorship. Why was there so much outside sponsorship and where did it go? What happened? We're going to put that on a note. Who made the Predator mask in the early 90s? I don't know, probably Vince? The Vince. The company called Vince. There you go, some brains got it. If that's what you're talking about. Chris Lasoy will be happy to talk to you. He just moved out near me in Florida. Yeah, I think most guys be for sure willing to. Chris is nice. I've talked to Chris once, a long ass time ago. I don't even know if I ever had any like favorite players. Some brains. Hyperball was WDP. It was. There's that video online. There was a quick clip of it in my that one video that came out. Our Lord and Savior. The video of why paintball ruined Brad's life. You know, it'd be funny if I actually did it, but like made it real bad. Like it would be a joke. Because, you know, it's possible that it really did. But it'd be more funny to make it like real bad. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but oh no. Bradley, I saw that comment earlier. No, I didn't. That's someone else. The Predator events. How about the big question? Why paintball never went mainstream? All right. Maybe. I think it's a pretty easy answer, really. I mean, I think it's really just that we're shooting at each other, you know? Ooh, that's right. We'll smoke it up. Yep, there's your answer. We're just shooting at each other. I mean, that's really the problem. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that it's mainly that. It's guns, and I don't think it's cost either. I think that accessibility is part of the problem. You know, one of the problems with paintball is not the cost. It's not anything. It's just that there's people don't have places to play, right? Like, if you live where I do, you've got this field and there's like, you know, paintball fields kind of all over the place. But if you live in like, you know, Arkansas somewhere, you know, there might not be a place to play within like 4 hours. So, I mean, who's going to drive 4 hours to do something for the first time? You know, no one's doing that. So I think the Jeremy Salm incident would be funny too. That would actually be good. There's not been something on that in a long time, I think. The hell was I even talking about? Yeah, I think that there's just no way to do it, right? It's very difficult because there's not a lot of facilities to go play. It's like we talk about it being expensive, and it's like there's a lot of things that are expensive that are way more popular than paintball. But I think the accessibility thing makes it difficult. You know, it's like surfing. You know, you want to get into surfing or like scuba diving, and it's like you're going to be kind of limited. You got to live pretty much near the ocean. Surfing would probably be more popular too if we could like surf in like the river. I guess you can surf in the river. Yeah, Psalm would be good. I know that there was a researching the illegal gun video. There was definitely something I saw on Jeremy Psalm too. I don't remember what it was, where it was, or shooting at each other. And then now it's more to do with video games. They beat us hands down. Yeah. I don't know. The whole world's changing so much. The whole internet's changing too. It's like, who knows what the internet's going to look like in like 4 years? It's like, I mean, Google's completely done. So that's going to be interesting. Some brand says play in the backyard or West Oakland. You know, I was thinking about that. There's plenty of people that do Renegade Ball and stuff like that. So you can definitely play just like some random place. So it's not like totally impossible. But in 2008 they were pushing paintball on ESPN, and I thought it was going to be mainstream. I don't know. By 2008 it was already we were already seeing declines. I would say it was probably like 2007. 7-ish, I would say, is maybe when we started seeing a decline in paintball. 2006. Hostility. Kids are lazy nowadays and don't like to be physical. Yeah, I mean, most of that's their parents' fault too, though. Or as soon as they have something gets hard, they give up. That's also a parenting problem. You know, it's people like me having kids. But my kid wouldn't be a pussy. And we'd be outside cutting logs down. We'd be cutting trees down. Cutting logs down. Jake says, 0407, I think, was the height of where the sport needs to get back to. You know, I was really curious about this, and we've talked about that all the time. You know, people have been talking about paintball's decline for the last 25 years. You know, it's like people have been talking about paintball like my light. Let's see. People have been talking about the paintball decline for like forever. Yeah, I don't like that. People have been talking about the paintball decline forever. And I think the only people that could tell you are the paint manufacturers. So, like, I bet GI Sports or Core or whatever they call themselves, I bet they could tell you. They could for sure tell you. So I think those are probably the only people that could like realistically tell us if paintball is in decline or whether it's the same, you know, because they're the people selling paint. You know, they're the people that have consistently done it. So they could say, in 2005, we sold this many paintballs. In 2012, we sold this many paintballs. So I think they're the only people who could tell you. At one point, I wanted to try to research how much energy production it required. Real estate crash affected smart parts, so there's an upside. But that's why they sued everybody. That's why they sued everybody, and that's why everyone hates smart parts. I have a 21-year-old son and a 16-year-old. 21-year-old plays airsoft every single weekend and travels some for it as well. That's cool. That's kind of funny. That's like a Major League Baseball player's son playing softball. That's cool though. Yeah, it's all just like parenting. I think that a lot of kids that aren't into that stuff, or you know, don't want to go play sports or do anything, you know. I think it's just because they're not used to it as well. You know, if you didn't do that when you were a little kid, you're not going to want to do it when you're 15. You know, you're just not going to be into it probably. It's like introducing, I think, kids to young stuff, or introducing stuff to kids younger. Tyler says, Oliver Lang versus Alex Frangie. Who do you think would win? I don't know. I mean, we got to see the Oliver Lang versus Ryan Greenspan matchup on one-on-ones. And we saw Ryan Greenspan win. I think that Ryan would probably beat Alex. So I don't know. At least my regional tournament entries have been up compared to 5 to 10 years ago. But I'd say rentals have been steadily going down. That's also kind of, I think, Bradley said. Fellow Bradley. Beautiful, beautiful name. Some people think I'm Bradford, though, too. I've been called Bradford. I'm like, who the fuck's Bradford? I'm like, you know, I've met a Bradford, but that's such a random name. I don't know. I agree. You know, I think that around here, for sure, I mean, we've seen the Capital Edge Paintball League, the CEPL. It has like 8 to 10 times the amount of teams they did 10 years ago. But I'd probably agree with you on the rentals, though, that there's not as many rentals. I think certainly right now, where like our economy is good, the cost of living has increased so much in the last like few years that I really think that that's also probably affecting the rentals. But even before then, maybe the rentals were a little bit down. We certainly got a bump during COVID, though. So COVID also helped paintball. Negatron says, also, video games are much more easy to access. For sure. You bet they are. I mean, obviously, you know. That's kind of why I think that, like, you know, it's harder to play paintballs. Like, there's less and less paintball fields. Rogue Trouble says, paintball is on an incline in that the old timers are coming back. That's why tournaments are up and the rentals are down. That's kind of what I think, too. And that's also, I mean, we've seen that for sure, which is a good thing. I mean, it's not necessarily bad that the older players are coming back. That's kind of why 10-man's gotten so big and mechanical's gotten so popular, is maybe because we have more older players playing, which isn't, you know, also not bad, right? Like, I mean, that means that those players typically have more money to spend, so they're able to, you know, actually play more and buy stuff. But at the same time, it would be nice to have brand new players, like lots of new people coming in. But I don't think that this, you know, I don't think this is a problem just within paintball. You know, it's like, do you think snowboarding is growing? Probably not. You know, like, there's a lot of sports out there that probably aren't really growing at this point. You know, I can't see snowboarding or skiing getting bigger. You know, surfing is getting a little bigger, but surfing's so limited that it's hard for surfing to even get bigger. I don't know. Also, wait, your name isn't Brad? That's even hard to say. Brad Efferson? That's not that bad. Jefferson? Brad Efferson. It's hard to say. You tried to go to your local field Sunday and it was closed. That's not good. But that's, that's a friggin' problem. It's a friggin' problem. Have you ever interviewed Mette Marshall? Mette Marshall. Nope, I've not interviewed anyone. I would love to see you two do a podcast type discussion on a variety of topics. What kind of topics? We could talk about climate change. We could talk about volcanoes. We could talk about wood types. I don't know. Different types of wood. That, I'm happy I thought a wood podcast. All types of wood. Nope, I've never interviewed anybody. I think I did one interview. I just find them so boring. Like, they're the lamest things ever. Penguins, I don't know, flightless birds are creepy. Yeah, I would like to do, I keep talking about, I'm trying to do, people call into this live stream thing, though. I do, I don't know. Maybe we'll, that is not what you want to see right there. I'm looking at that calls thing. Yeah, I'd like to have like little people come on for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and just talk about whatever at the correct times. But I don't know. It's up to us older players to try and build up the game. That's why I show players that paintball can be done with a pump or a mech marker with limited paint, a hopper, and one pod. Yeah, I mean, that's like the only way I play paintball now. I mean, I'll take out like 3 or 4 pods, 3 pods, but I'll play like 4 games. I'm trying to stay out there for 3 or 4 games. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I don't think that pushing people to tournaments is the answer. I think that most people that are new to paintball or want to play paintball, I think it looks so much cooler in the woods. Like, paintball just looks so much cooler in the woods. Talk about his startup in the paintball world. I don't know. It's getting so tiring to hear people complaining about the current state of paintball and how it's dying. Dude, people have been talking about it for 20 years, though. Like, you got to think that, like, I've been working in paintball since 2002, I think. 2002 or 2003. And that means, like, talking to customers. I didn't work every day. And it's not even, I worked, like, 2 days a week for, like, 10 years. So it's not like I'm talking to people all the time, but, I've been talking about paintball a lot for a long time. And it's been something people have literally, since 2006 or something like that, it's like every single year, it's like paintball's dead, paintball's dying, paintball's dying. And I don't know, I mean, maybe, but we're still doing it, so I don't know. I hear you, though. I mean, I'm just tired of people complaining in the first place. But I also think that it's the internet, right? I mean, I don't so much, but a lot of people just take the internet way too serious. It's like people complain and complain and complain and complain on the internet. It's just insane how much people complain about shit on the internet. But in real life, it's like, I don't know, like, it's very rare that you even experience any of that negativity that you feel on the internet in real life. So, I don't know. Although I just said that I got asked that question all the time in real life. But it's like, you go to the NXL Facebook page and they post something and it's like, you guys are stupid and you're an idiot and I'm smarter than everyone and you misspelled that word. And it's just like, fucking people are idiots. That's why I don't really reply to comments anywhere. I mean, I don't really do it. People take the internet way too serious. And obviously, the internet is way too powerful for most people. Not most, a good portion of the population, though. I wouldn't say it's dying, but it's very niche. Oh, yeah, for sure. Paintball is definitely niche. It always has been niche, though. Or a niche. Very niche. Niche. I prefer the word niche. I can't imagine paintball is worse than actual gun owners. It's like a lot of the comments on the illegal gun video was like, oh, why don't, in real combat, it's like, there's like real people watching it now, so it's kind of weird. Butt cheek pummeling. Butt cheek pummeling, that's called, I don't know. Trying to think of something clever to say. It's interesting how it's like they're recommending a different audio setting. Does my audio sound bad? Probably not. Fine then. 128 it is. Twister DSR is good. The Adrenaline Idol or the Twister CS3? I don't know. I mean, the Adrenaline Idol is not even out yet, so who knows? You can't even really buy them yet. But I mean, I think that in general, I kind of like the Planet Eclipse guns more, so I'd probably go with that. But yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, the Adrenaline Idol is not really like sellable. I know the audio. It's like telling me that like YouTube's like I was playing back at 92K and then it's like we like 128. I'm like, the audio is pretty good though, huh? Do I have the best audio out of any paintball thing? You can lie to me if it's not true. Spencer! I know the audio's good! We good there? Do I have the best audio out of any paintball related thing? Just say yes. That's all I want to know. Just be like, yes. Can I listen to myself back right now? Listen to that audio. I know we don't have any, we don't have a playlist going because I don't have that going. But now I'm monitoring myself and it's very weird to listen to yourself talk back because it's like this much too slow. It's like 20 milliseconds off. So it makes me kind of like talk a little bit slower. It's very weird. All right, we're going to try to fix this music situation. Hip Hop Anonymous. Hip Hop Anonymous. Hip Hop. Oh, no. Delete that playlist. There we go. There's that one weird device you can get that like reverses your sound. Or your like audio intake? I don't know. It's funny. You know what audio I really like? Sorry, I like yelled a lot right there. I know that I'm like clipping. I don't have a lot of the audio stuff on. How about this? Oh, there we go. Doesn't it feel like we're in a nice forest now? I can't talk and monitor. It's very hard. Keep hop anonymous. You know they're making another like Happy Gilmore, right? Is it Happy Gilmore? Yeah, Happy Gilmore. They're making another Happy Gilmore. Why am I still monitoring my audio? I really need to turn that off. Okay, so do we like the natural bird sounds? We're going with birds. We're going with the birds. It's like we're in a forest. You can hear an owl every once in a while, I think. I used to listen to this when I worked. I would be working. It's really kind of nice. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a bunch of there's a website that is called mynoise.net. Here, I'll put it on top. I think. Nope, not on top. Take that back. How about forest? We're gonna turn the forest off. How about thunder and rain? This is so exciting. Okay, what are you guys actually talking about in here? Where's the thunder and rain? It should be kicking on here soon. Because I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Something like that, right? What's cracking? There we go. A little bit of thunder, a little bit of rain. Do beach sounds? Don't you live in Florida? No, I live in California. Thunder and rain would be Florida. I mean, come on. Because I've seen fire and I've seen rain. It is very relaxing. Whatever, we'll just leave it on Distant Thunder. I have an old Dirter soundtrack burned onto a CD in my car from forever ago. I don't even have a CD player in my car. That just tells you how rich I am. Because I have a cassette player. Jake, what are you saying? 170R is better, in my opinion. Just ergonomics-wise. But that's my personal preference. Etha is still, I think, the most bang for the buck. I would agree with that. Jake's a pretty clever dude. He's hip with it. Do Russian chicks cleaning your teeth ASMR? What's that one? I don't know. I'm good on that. Let's try to interact with this. Okay, so how about we go to the cafe restaurant? You want some cafe restaurant sounds? It's like we're having a nice meal. Does Ray Lewis still play paintball? I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. I know that some of those guys have gone to like, maybe not some of those guys, but there's definitely been some NFL players who have like played paintball and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of, they do like team building exercises and stuff. I think we always see that in Florida though, because all those Floridian teams. Ooh, how about rain on a tent? This is also a good one. The Floridian, yeah, they're always like, you know, they have like training camp and stuff in Florida, so they're always like practicing in Florida. They like go do paintball stuff there. Do you think X-Ball is growing in popularity this year? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Why do you listen to this type of music while working? You work in design or coding or something? No, I mean, doing YouTube stuff mainly. If I'm sitting at the computer. I haven't really in a long time though. I mean, I find myself needing to listen to stuff more though. And like if I edit video, I definitely can't because I gotta hear everything. I guess it's mainly if I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do when I was listening to it. I guess probably just normal paintball ruined my life maintenance. We'll say. The Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Damage did a news special together. I vaguely remember that. Maybe? I don't know. Ray Lewis is old. Yeah, so am I. Old brain. Some brains, you're old too. You've got to be old. You're like 78, at least. Is there a new Paintballers beta? There is. We talked about it a little bit. They have, they've added mechanical mode, and what else did they add? Mechanical. Wreck ball. There's like a Woodsball, wreck ball fields and stuff. There you go. Hostility just filled us in. Did Ray Lewis murder someone? I don't think so. I don't think so. Ray Lewis murder. I mean, it's going to come up pretty quick. In 2000, Lewis pled guilty to obstruction of justice in connection with a stabbing death of 2 men. He testified as a key witness at the trial, and jury determined the killings were in acts of self-defense. Interesting. Ray Lewis is a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Blah, blah, blah. Lewis currently... Blah, 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 blah. Early in the morning, January 31st, 2000, 2 men were stabbed and killed by members of Lewis's entourage during a brawl in Atlanta. The entire incident was major news. Both men's incidents behind it. Well, I don't know, dude. I mean, it doesn't look like Ray Lewis killed anybody. It looks like he was there, and the 2 men he was with. Good lord. Well, Ray Lewis didn't kill anybody, but yeah, some buddies sure did. It looks like for him. That's crazy, dude. Could you imagine killing someone? Like, I can't even imagine. That shit's crazy. I don't know. That OJ doc on Netflix was nuts. I didn't watch that. I don't even care about that at all. I could care less about that stuff. Like, what was the Tinder Swindler one? And there were all those, like, weird documentaries that have been on, like, Netflix. The F1 documentary. I watched the F1 stuff. That's about all. I mentioned OJ in that video that came out recently. Check that out. OJ's was allegedly offensive. Ray Lewis' instance was defense. Well, that would make sense, as OJ was an offensive player, as well Lewis. Ray Lewis was a defensive player. Just wondering about the music. I managed a developer team for John Deere. Oh. Well, fucking everyone, don't everyone hate John Deere? Don't you have to like, you should like build in back doors and stuff so they can like fix their goddamn tractors. And my developer is doing something similar, listening to non-lyrical music to zone out. I mean, that's why I do it. You know, what website is that even? I really like it. If it's mynoise.net. It's great. It's great. You just literally click Irish Coast. And then all of a sudden the Irish Coast is playing. And you can like tune it and stuff. That should be Irish Coast, right? You can hear Irish Coast. Maybe you can hear thunder and rain still too. A little bit of Irish Coast. Ireland. He's from Ireland. But you can tune it. So you can like take out like stuff if you want. Or like boost the water in the rain. You can like make your own custom like freaking mix. It's really kind of neato. But there's all kinds of them. There's all kinds of more of them. You got like all kinds of stuff. And then there's even like a paid version of this. It's fantastic. Cat purr. Let's listen to some cat purrs. Whoa. I think you need headphones for this one. That was weird. Yeah, but one guy does all these. He like records all the sounds too. So this is all like one guy's sounds. Something about, it's really neat. Medieval village. Huh. Someone's like, bring out your dead! Bring out your dead! Sorry. See, doesn't it feel like we're just like, just walking, you know, or walking along a path in jolly old England? It's like, you know, you got, it's a dirt path. There's some Tudor-style homes to the right. And then, like, a guy in a cart walks by. He's got a donkey. He's pulling his cart. He's got a bunch of hay stacked in the back. It's nice, right? Oh, there's a cow coming. You can hear the bell. Someone's playing some bell somewhere far away. Okay. Enough sound experience. Okay, back to the Oh, you guys can't even hear it anymore. Damn. My whole experience didn't really pan out. I didn't know there were recording devices in medieval times. Have you ever been to medieval times? There's recording devices all over medieval times. I mean, if you go there now, everybody's just probably holding their phones up, recording everything, you know? No one can even look at anything. Cats emit a certain frequency that has been theorized to calm down the mind in some facet or another. I could see that, honestly. Our brains are kind of weird to sound. It's like one of the reasons they say that like chalkboards, like the reason why you don't like the sound of chalkboard scratchings, or like, you know, you scratch a fork over a plate or something, it makes that certain pitch that's like the perfect pitch that kind of gives you the willies, or makes your skin crawl a little bit. Makes it crawl a little bit. And one of the reasons they think is because it hits the right pitch of like a scream of like a baby crying. So it's just the right pitch where it kind of like, you just kind of don't like it. Because we've gotten so used to hearing children crying or yelling or something like that. I think that's kind of interesting too. Well, see, everyone's into the sounds. You want to check out the freaking medieval sounds? You got to go to mynoise.net. mynoise.net. Oh, look at the watermill. Oh no, so this is different settings for just this. Really is great. Oh yeah, okay. mynoise.net. Net. Oh, these are all artificial sounds. Car manufacturers will start applying to the electric cars. First, you know, I think that electric cars do need to make a sound. If they're traveling at like below like 7 or 10 miles an hour, it probably should make some sort of noise so that if you're in a parking lot, it's kind of like a little bit obvious when there's a car there. But when they're pumping in fake noise, and it's like, like, what the fuck? It's so stupid when they make like engine noises. That stuff's crazy. Just crazy to me. But I could take some bird noises. How do you get more players into Pump? I don't know. Pump kind of sucks. So that's the hardest, that's the, you know, the hard part. Like, I don't have any desire to play Pump. Yep. I mean, I think that your biggest barrier is its pump. You know what I'm saying? Customers hate the EV sounds. Yeah, well, people hate everything. My car makes a noise. It goes... when it's backing up. It should beep. It goes... The Jetsons car, isn't it like... Make a weird noise. Yeah, I just don't like pumping the goddamn thing, you know? I don't want to freaking pump and shoot every time. I just want to, like, pull the trigger and paintballs come out. You know, it's like, I don't want it to be full auto, or I don't even care about electronic guns. I just want it to, like, you know, paintballs to come out every time. My diesel makes a lot of noise. That's unfortunate. I hate loud cars. They're like the bane of my fucking existence. I mean, literally... all the noise in our world is all because of motors. Or engines, I should say. Sorry. It's like all because of engines. I mean, if I open the door, open the window right now, hold my head outside, I'm just going to hear engines. It's just... there's just shit making noise all over the goddamn place. It's so annoying. I mean, I really wish that our world was quieter. It's like, you know, when you go to like somewhere really quiet and it's just nice? Don't you wish your world was like that rather than just like just like fucking loud noises all the goddamn time? It's so annoying. You know, I just wish that you know, stuff was not as loud and annoying. That's all. You know, loud-ass motorcycle drives by, just like, the whole fucking house shakes. It's like, what the fuck? And those idiots on motorcycles driving around with their music blasting? What are you doing? I mean, you're just being an asshole. Like, nobody wants to listen to your stupid 1980s R&B music. You're fucking killing me, dude. Pump is what made me the better player... Sorry, Jake. Pump is what made me the player I am today. I highly recommend it to people first starting out and wanting to get into tournament play. Teaches technique, field of vigilance, and to rely on your teammates. That's for sure. I mean, it's considerably more difficult. So you kind of have to, you got to kind of learn all those things. You can't just like hide behind your full auto. You know, I don't know. I think that a lot of people, I really think that if you asked most people, if you showed most people like competitive tournament paintball, what it is today on like 5-man airball fields, and if you showed them tournament paintball 25 years ago, in 1999, when we were playing on like not hyperball, when we were playing still on Woodsball fields, I think that a large majority of those people would prefer to play woods. Like they would be more interested in Woodsball. And I also think that on camera, the woods just look so much better. It just looks better. It's far more interesting looking. It doesn't look as dirty. It just looks so much better on camera that I think that airball is not that appealing to people who haven't played, right? I think it's appealing to a certain sect of people that have played, but I think that to the average normal person, Woodsball is so much better. Yep, Woodsball looks better on camera. It 100% looks better on camera. 100%. It's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, you can get you can get like, if we're talking about cinematography, I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, when I talk about looks better on camera, I mean like, you might think about like, as in like watching a 10-man match, right? And for sure, it's easier to watch like airball, right? Because there's nothing in the way. But it certainly looks better on camera. The woods do. It looks better because there's more contrast. It looks better because there's more color. It looks better. A lot of reasons that it looks better. Yeah. Photos and videos. I mean, you know, photos and videos. So JP and me are having like a personal conversation. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by or for sports entertainment. It's definitely easier to watch like airball though, just because it's, you know, it's so much more open. You don't have stuff in the way, obviously, but you know, going back and watching like some of the old content from like back in the day, from like the early 90s, like if we go and watch Push, like the Woodsball scenes from Push are just, I don't know, something about them just seems so much more like compelling in the woods than like these airball or like hyperball videos. It's certainly easier to watch airball, but like people that are getting into paintball aren't watching tournaments. You know, it's like, I don't know, you see like clips online and they like make it a little bit, it makes it interesting, and then you like want to go watch it. You know, it's like, you're not like just like, oh, what's this? And just all of a sudden you're watching the NXL. You know, it's like, I don't know, you see like clips and stuff and it just looks more compelling to me. I'd have to like look at like 2 images. We can pull up. I can watch Push. I'll even like fast forward to the Woodsball parts. And let's see. What am I doing? We're going here. See, Push is obviously a little bit different because it's like, you know, it's so long ago that they don't have the same like airball footage like we would have now. But I bring this up too is because this is some of the best Woodsball footage, because they used like good cameras and stuff, and they, you know, kept the footage and stuff, and we just don't have, you know, a lot of that stuff. So I don't know. Let's just watch this. And I can't have any of this audio on though, so we gotta have no audio. Sorry guys. But I can still hear it, and it's kind of too loud. I'm gonna just do this. This is kind of cool too. So that's Todd Martinez right there coming up to bunker Weasel, I think. That's Todd right there jumping. I didn't bring any water in here. Okay, so here's Hyperball, right? And it's not like these are bad clips, and these are also obviously the coolest clips they have. But, you know, see what I mean by that just looks bad? And obviously this is not, like I said before, it's obviously not, you know, current times. But this could very well be a current 10-man tournament. I mean, this looks literally no different than the ICPL they just had. And it was all on Hyperball. They had some airball. But, you know, there's a little airball footage. But this is, you know, kind of what it is. I mean, it's not entirely different. And I just find this considerably, or did I like go too far or not enough far enough? Eventually we'll experience it. Yeah. I just find this stuff way more compelling looking than the Hyperball or airball stuff. That's all. I also think it feels better to be in these environments, right? Like when we're in these environments, I think it's a lot more fun. Like I'd prefer to be in this wooded environment than I would to be on like an Hyperball or an airball field or something like that. I don't know. There's something about just like, you know, the woods that I kind of prefer. I don't know. I could be insane. People are probably like, you're a psychopath. Can we do a vote in here? What are we voting on? Just whatever you want? Just like one or two? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're voting on. I'm trying to like catch up on comments and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that I like think one's better or worse even. You know, I just think that like as far as like filming goes and like it looks better. Because look at that frame right there looks better than a lot of the frames that you could get from a Hyperball or airball field. Mainly because the contrast, the way the lighting is, you have actually like interesting subjects in the frame. It's not just like dirt. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know though. I definitely see that, like, you know, obviously, you know, one of the things that I liked about paintball was the excitement and like all the craziness and stuff, which you're going to be able to get more from, you know, filming Hyperball and whatever, and just like the way it looks. You know, it's got anything to do with like if it's more fun or not even. I just think it looks better. But I definitely think that more people are attracted to Woodsball versus Hyperball or, you know, concept fields when they're new, for sure. For sure. I don't know. Oh yeah, Max SLP says Woods clips look great, but I wouldn't watch a full live footage of all day or whatever. Yeah, neither would I. I mean, it's almost impossible to watch like actual games unless you had like 40 cameras and all kinds of stuff. It's extremely hard to watch. I mean, paintball's hard to watch on the airball field, so yeah, it's even worse. Wiles Media. I don't agree. Rec players love made up fields with trailers and forts and stuff. That's very true. You're very true. That's very true. So do I. That's very true. True. Yes. I guess it's mainly rec stuff that they probably like the most. That is true though. Like, for sure. People like forts and trailers and containers and all kinds of stuff. So do I. Dude, if you can get into a fort. Yeah, I think that I don't know, I always talk about that. I just think we need to push toward fun more than tournaments, that's all. Like by having containers and all that stuff. But I thought the wet conditions at Lone Star look epic. Yeah, they do. They just look cool. Kinda. It doesn't look like it's fun though. Like it doesn't look like something I want to do. It reminds me of Mardi Gras back in the day. Blues Castles Conquest. I remember all those blue scenarios or whatever. That's funny. Airball, X-ball takes time to learn. The novice player does not have the mindset or knowledge to enjoy or be successful at tournament play. Yeah, that's true. For sure. Woodsball is fun until you get shot through cracks. That's true. Kind of like getting shot in a bounce shot in an airball field. That doesn't happen that much, though. Definitely get shot through cracks more. I shoot through cracks. I also look through cracks, too, though. So we kind of use them to our advantage, also. I do, at least. I don't really shoot through them, like put my gun through them, because sometimes you can't. It's kind of weird, you know, and you can't really angle it as easy. With a fart. I think all of us first got into paintball wanting it to be cool sniper type of guy in the woods. I don't know. I don't even remember. Like, I don't even remember. I definitely know that I played the woods first. And I definitely remember playing woods, and then, like, maybe the second time I played, or third time, it was like halfway into the game, and I got up to the 50. And I remember it being, like, really fast, right? Rather than me just, like, kind of creeping around, I remember it being just so fast and, like, getting shot at a bunch, and, like, it was just exciting. So I definitely remember that I instantly wanted it to be, like, a fast-paced, more exciting game, which is totally going back on all the things I said. So I wanted it to be, like, speedball right away. I don't remember, though, what I even expected. I don't even know if I expected anything. I don't know. Because I've never been into real guns or anything. Still not. I could care less. I remember having a Stingray 2 with a 20-inch barrel. That's funny. Mardi Gras, you at least won't dirt bikes or something else cool. What? Oh, you won dirt bikes. You at least won dirt bikes. I don't remember. I don't know. I was way before me. Not way before me, but that's like right when I started playing is probably when they quit doing that. The Mardi Gras in Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I threw a flatline on my A5 to be that distance killer. Never did that either. I shot a flatline a couple times. I've used the Apex barrel a handful of times too. I never actually owned a Tipman. Well, I own one. I've owned thousands of Tipmans, but I've never owned one like personally. Did it work? Did what work? The flatline? The flatline worked for sure. I mean, the problem is it wasn't very accurate, you know? I mean, most of our accuracy with paintballs, I mean, ultimately you want the paintball to be like, just come out of the barrel, right? You don't want the thing like rotating or anything. You just want it like, just come straight out of the barrel. No spin, nothing. Just flat through the air. And the problem with the flatline is, you know, that barrel curves. So the way that works is the ball actually rides on the bottom of the barrel, but by going up that hill, the barrel is that hill, it has to go up. It actually creates backspin. So when it comes out of the barrel, the ball has backspin. So it creates like a pressure difference, right? You get like a lower pressure on top. No, you get higher pressure air on top and lower air on top, lower pressure on the bottom. And it kind of like drags the ball up. In theory, it kind of pulls the ball up. It obviously doesn't do that because gravity. So it goes a little bit further because of that like pull a little bit. And it shoots further. But the problem is you're putting that spin on it, right? And it could get a little wacky, and then it kind of and then it starts shooting all over the place. So while it went further, it certainly was not accurate. And yeah, you're not shooting a higher velocity, so it goes further, but you know, it's just like bouncing off people. It's like, you know, it's like you shooting like this. You're like, yeah, it might get there, but by the time it gets there, it's going to be like, not going to, you know, have no velocity or whatever. Flatlines. I've talked about the flatline quite a bit, if you can't tell. Yeah, it was a weird texture, too. The flatline has like, it was like sandpapery texture, so that it would kind of grip the ball a little bit better. Which is a little bit weird. Kind of like Old Soul said, I just rode the top of the barrel. It worked better with slightly dirty, which is interesting. A little bit more grip. All right, son of a bitches, I'm going to go eat dinner. I don't know what we're eating, though. Some sort of food. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to like the live stream on your way out. Make sure to, you know, give the live stream a little bit of a like. Just be like, like. You can get a 69 in there. Like the live stream. Leave a comment after it's over. Share, you know, some stuff. Maybe think about checking out the memberships that involve this channel. You know, help support, help make these videos possible. This last video was a hell of a lot of work, and I'd like to keep making new ones like that. And with your guys' support, we can make it happen. Check out memberships. Check out, you know, the Discord. I'm going to keep plugging myself until I leave. Check out Discord. There's a bunch of stuff going on over there. There's some different groups, you know. Not groups. There's different channels. You can buy some merch at the Paintball Ruined My Life store. You know, headbands are only $30. You know, headbands, a lot of other websites, you know, you're spending $200 on a headband. Get a $30 Paintball Ruined My Life headband. All right, guys. It's been real. You know, I'll come back Monday. Next Monday. On the 10th. The 10th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully we'll have stuff. You know, I'm going to try to get myself a Control 2. We're trying to get a JT Triad. I still think the Triad's a gun. You know, it used to be a gun. Was the Viewloader Triad? The Viewloader Triad used to be a gun. That's probably why it's called the JT Triad, so they didn't have to, like, register a new trademark. Okay, guys. Come back next time.